Welcome to Richard Quick's instructional videotapes for competitive swimming. My name is Richard Quick from Stanford University. I've coached the women's team here for the past 14 years. We've been very fortunate, winning 7 NCAA championships and 5 before that at the University of Texas. We're very anxious and excited to show you the drills and skills that we use at Stanford University, producing American record holders, world record holders, Olympic gold medal winners, NCAA champions, and people just swimming fast. The principles that we're going to teach in our instructional videotapes were pioneered by Bill Boomer, and I'd like to thank Bill for his input since 1992 in Stanford women's swimming. I'd also like to thank Milton Elms, who's going to work with me in these videotapes. He's going to draw some awesome pictures, and he works with us as a coach, helping us to develop national and international champions. Welcome aboard. We're looking forward to teaching you the techniques of fast swimming. It's an honor for me to present to you a great coach, a great clinician, and a wonderful artist. He's done a wonderful job of taking the material that was developed by Bill Boomer, that is, teaching swimming from the inside out, a concept we've been using at Stanford University since 1992. And he's done a wonderful job of illustrating the material at a new level. It makes the picture clearer. He's going to give us some illustrations that will help you understand the concepts that we're teaching in the water. Milton Elms.
Thank you, Richard. We're going to talk about the concepts of posture, line, and balance. Now, it helps if we understand that we're engineered to be upright on a platform in a gravity environment. And so we have a single force, gravity, that runs down through our body. Now, over our developing lifetime, the first 20 years of our life, our skeleton and our musculature shape themselves for operation in this environment. And the operative element there, as it relates to moving on land and as it relates to swimming, is our spinal column, which has these gentle curves in it. Okay, there's a curve. There's a curve up here in our neck so that our head can hang out in front of our body. There's a curve in our middle back, our thoracic spine. And there's a curve in our lumbar spine. And this is part of the system that helps absorb ground shock as we move, walk, or change direction, jump, run in a land-based environment. The shock of the ground is absorbed through our different joints so that our brain isn't disturbed when we're trying to operate in the environment. Okay, and this is a design that's been developed over thousands and thousands of years. In swimming, we need to have an extended spinal column. Okay, in the 2 long axis strokes, freestyle and backstroke, the power comes out of rotation. In the short axis strokes, and there are 3 of them, breaststroke, butterfly, and underwater travel, the energy comes from having an extended spine that we can load energy into by flexing. And through the wave-like action that travels up and down the spine, we generate the energy that allows us to go forward through the water. Now, if this spine has land-based curves in it, we can do neither. If it's got these banana shapes in it, we can't rotate. It's very, very difficult. It takes force to shift the body from one side and then to the other, so that instead of energy coming out of it, we've got to put energy into it to get it to rotate. And in the short axis strokes, any wave-like action that we initiate is going to get caught in these curves and stop. So we can't reuse the energy in the strokes. Now, it helps if we view the body this way. Through our daily activities, we coaches are much, much more aware of our extremities than we are of our core. Okay? This is true of athletes. Most traditional swimming lesson programs teach swimming from the outside in. So athletes are going to tend to be aware of their extremities. We're aware of our extremities. When we look at them, that's what we tend to look at, and that's where we tend to solve problems. Most of the issues, stroke issues in swimming, are not in the extremities. The extremities are a mirror or a reflection of the problems that are happening inside the core. Now we have, in our core area, we have 3 fairly solid blocks. The pelvic block, bone dominated, the rib block, bone dominated, the head block, bone dominated. Okay, those areas are inarticulate. The rib block does move a little, flex a little, but it's basically inarticulate. The area below the bottom of the ribs and the top of the pelvis, your waist, is articulate. The neck is also articulate. We call these areas blocks, the pelvic block, the rib block, and the head block, and we call the articulate areas coils. Then when you view the athlete, assembling the platform for movement becomes a lot easier. Most of the issues can be solved by correcting those areas. So if you're looking at an athlete, say, from the head down towards the feet, and we've got these 3 segments here. Here's his legs out here, his head, his shoulders, arms. Okay, the waist coil is here, the neck coil is here, and this entire area here we can consider as like a power platform. Now, when viewing the blocks, each block has its own axis. Okay, our head block hangs out in front of our body, has somewhat of a diagonal axis. Okay, our rib block, because it slopes forward a little bit at the bottom, has an axis that runs this direction, the opposite direction, and these 2 intersect. Okay, and the same thing with the pelvic block. It tips forward, so its axis goes the opposite direction. And then we have an axis for our upper leg and an axis for our lower leg. And this is part of that design that allows flexion. Okay, it allows the body to absorb ground strike as it moves up towards the head. Now in the water, we don't want this. Just the pressure of moving through the water will cause our body to collapse on itself. You know, so we're a little like a person sitting in an underinflated rubber raft with a paddle. Every time you do a paddle stroke, the raft will collapse on itself, especially at high velocities. To begin to put together a line is to shift this axis back up over the body just by relocating the neck coil. And then this axis becomes vertical. Okay, and then by moving the ribs in, and we talk about this all the time in inside-out swimming, keeping the ribs in. Okay, by moving the ribs in, the rib block shifts so that its axis is vertical. Okay, and then by gently shifting the tailbone down, and here again in inside-out swimming, we talk about moving the belly button in towards the spine. The pelvis can shift so that its axis is also vertical. So then you've got these 3 lined up, and by creating what we call integrity in the coils, the ability to hold things together, then you've got a single axis, and then you can begin to build your strokes. Now, as I mentioned, we're designed, our functional design is to be a land-based animal, to be upright in a single force environment, which is gravity. And our entire system adapts to that. Our balance, our bone structure, our muscles. Now, in the water, things are much, much more complex. Okay, we go into a fluid. Okay, and instead of a single force, we have numerous forces. Okay, we still have gravity. Okay, gravity's still there. So if we put our body into the water in a very, very relaxed state, gravity is still going to exert on our body. But instead of exerting through the entire length of our body, it's going to choose sites, the heaviest sites. Okay, and those are the head block, the head mass. Gravity's going to pull down through the head mass. And then anything below our bottom of our lungs, essentially the bottom of our rib cage, is heavier. That's going to get pulled down towards the bottom. Okay, now that is gravity, but it's not the gravity we know and the gravity that our body has adapted to. Okay, the rates have changed. Okay, if you step off a chair that's sitting in the bottom of a swimming pool, you'll drift towards the bottom. Okay, if you step off one on land, we know exactly when we're going to hit the floor through experience, through our lifetime experience. Okay, now also in the water, you have an upward force, buoyancy. Okay, so part of your body can fall up in the water. Okay, and so basically what happens is we're like a water polo ball with parts draped over it. Okay, the part of us, the water polo ball is floating. The heavy parts, you can think of ropes with stones on them, are hanging down towards the bottom. Okay, now this is our natural position in the water. This is where Mother Nature wants us to be. Okay, and this is not, as you can see, a very good swimming position. Okay, we need to be at the surface in a line to have the most speed potential. Any variation in this, any part of us that drops below that line, starts to complicate things from a drag standpoint. So, now we have a very, very inherent disadvantage here. This part of us is much, much heavier than this part. This character here, this draping character, will have variety from person to person. Some people will hang almost straight down, and some people will hang almost at the surface. But this draping characteristic is the same in everybody and needs to be addressed. We're very much like a person or two people trying to use a teeter-totter. Okay? If our body is in the water like this, the part that wants to go up is like a fulcrum. In a teeter-totter or a seesaw, we usually have the fulcrum somewhere around the center. But because this part of our body is heavier, it's like a teeter-totter with a large person on one end and a smaller person on the other end. Now, if we can't change this person, which we can't do, we can't change the location of the fulcrum, which we can't do, and we really can't change the size of this person, which we can't do, we have to do what we can to try to lift this guy up or at least make him lighter. And in swimming, the closer we can get the legs to the surface without using them forcefully to lift ourselves up, the more energy we have left over for swimming, both for the duration of swimming and to create the speed of swimming. And the less percentage of our kick that's lifting us, the more percentage is left over to make us go forward. So what can this guy do? He can lean back, extend himself, and put his arms back over his head. Now that may not lift his big brother up, but it will certainly have the effect of making him lighter. Well, we can do the same thing with our body. Okay, in this situation here, even a couple of millimeters of extension out of our neck through our head mass is going to have a significant effect down here. So we can extend our neck. And the mass of our arms, the weight of our arms, can be put over our head much in the same way that this person leans backwards here. So we cause an effect, a lifting effect back here. Okay? And we can also create pressure down into the water with our buoyancy to help us there. Now, a balanced athlete in the water is devoting very little energy to being in this swimming position, away from Mother Nature's preferred draping position. Now, let's just use an example of a 2-minute race, somewhere around a 200. Okay, this athlete will be able to give most of his energy to the race, to going forward in the water, because he will not have to give any of his energy to keeping himself into this position. Okay, as opposed to the athlete, the unbalanced athlete, who has to use muscular force or energy, very, very high cost energy, to level himself through kicking up into this position, is going to have, in that 2-minute race, a higher percent of his energy devoted to just achieving the position that he needs to be in to go fast. So the paradox there is he's going to have less energy available to go fast. So of these two scenarios, all other things being equal, the balanced athlete has a huge, huge advantage over the unbalanced athlete, the athlete that has to use force to bring himself into this position.
It's my pleasure to introduce our expert demonstrator today, Miss Shelley Ripple. Shelley is a 24-time NCAA All-American, 12 times in individual events, 12 times in relays. You can't do much better than that. She was NCAA champion her senior year in the 200-yard butterfly with a new NCAA record, as well as swimming the third fastest time in history, 1:55.5 in the 200 individual medley. Shelley Ripple is a fantastic athlete that improved every year and is a fantastic demonstrator for us today. Shelley, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Posture, line, and balance. We're going to try to build each stroke from the inside out. And that starts with swimming posture as opposed to land-based posture. It is our opinion, doesn't make any difference what your arms and legs are doing if you don't have the proper posture, line, and balance for swimming speed. And remember, swimmers, the faster you go, the more important the elimination of resistance becomes, which means posture, line, and balance become more and more important the faster you're traveling through the water. We're going to start out with some land exercises that you can do at home that will help with your posture, line, and balance in the water. Shelley, are we ready to go?
Ready.
All right. Let's start out with your knees bent, heels pretty close to your hips, arms down to your side. Now, Shelley, I'd like you to bring your back up off there and arch your back as much as possible. We call this shrinking your spine, and also shrink your neck here. All right? Now, Shelley, grow your spine by flattening your back. Now, what she does to do this is she takes her ribs and the top of her hip bone and tries to bring them together. She sucks her belly button against her spine and up, and she flattens her back, and she also tries to grow her neck by taking the back part of her head, called the monkey bump, and grow it away from her tailbone. So she's as long as she can be from her monkey bump through her tailbone. All right, now, shrink your neck and spine again. Now grow it again. Okay, now suck your belly button against your spine, ribs down, neck long. Very fine job. Now, I'm going to ask Shelley to slowly straighten out her legs. Slowly straighten out your legs. Now, but you've got to keep your ribs down and your back flat. You ought to be able to test right here and see if you have a flat back. Now, this has got to be done with the legs relaxed. If you're pressing your heels into the deck, then your back's flat. However, you're doing it with the wrong muscles. If you're not doing it with the muscles right in here, right in your abdomen area, then, and you're doing it with your legs, then you're using the wrong muscles, and that's the negative muscles to use in swimming. You want to be in here so your legs are free to kick. All right, again, with your legs straight, Shelley, shrink your back, shrink your neck, now grow it. Right down there, suck your belly button in, suck it up toward your diaphragm, relax your legs, relax those legs. Very good, very good. All right, now the next drill. Take your arms straight over your head, Shelley, right here. Again, ribs in, right there, flat back, excellent. Now slowly take your arms over your head. Ribs down as you do it. Right there over your head. Oh yes, she still has a flat back. That's swimming posture. Right there. Relaxed legs, flat back, arms over her head. Now bring your arms straight up again. Now Shelley, drop one arm back and then the other arm. All right, right there. And bring your arm up from under your armpits. From under your armpits, flat back. Okay, now swim. A little more rhythm to it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is freestyle and backstroke with swimming posture. Flat back, excellent. Relaxed legs, excellent. Right there. All right, relax. Now, Shelley, let's take both arms straight up. Okay, check the back here. Maybe during a commercial when you're watching television. You could be working on your swimming posture. All right, now, Shelley, take your arms back both over your head, ribs down as you do, flat back. Now bring your arms up. Now back and up. Both arms. Now we're swimming butterfly. Posture, right there, relaxed legs, flat back, ribs in, stomach in, and up. She brings her arms up from under her armpits here. Up from under her armpits. Good, Shelley. All right, now the next exercise is done on the stomach. You fold your hands and put your forehead right on your hands. And again, grow your neck as much as possible. This is your monkey bump, the back part of your head right there. And you grow your neck so you have as flat as possible right here. So your neck is an extension of your spine. Now, bring the stomach off the mat. Bring the stomach off the mat without pressing the knees into the mat. So it's done in the midsection again, right here. Now relax, Shelley. All right, stomach up. Relax legs. Now stomach up, Shelley. Flutter kick your legs. Okay, bring those legs up as high as you can, but keep your stomach up. Oh, that's very good. The stomach is up, and she's able to kick her legs. And she's growing her neck here. While she's doing this, she needs to press her sternum or breastbone right into the mat. So she has as flat a back as possible. Legs going. Relax. That's a great exercise. You ought to do this just for a minute before each practice. All right, let's do that again. Shelley, stomach up. Press your breastbone into the mat. Legs up and kick. All right, relax. Now, Shelley, let's do this. Take both arms out in front. Keep your forehead about an inch off the deck. Grow your neck, stomach up. Boy, isn't that nice? Great swimming posture. Now, Shelley, swim with your arms and legs. Ready, go. Stomach up again. Flat neck. Grow from here. Grow the monkey bump. Now, you want to try to have a line that runs right through from the monkey bump through the tailbone. Then the energy disperses down the outside of the leg. Relax. How's that working, Shelley?
That's tough.
All right, let's do that one more time. You don't have to do this very long. You just need to touch it for maybe 10 seconds, then relax for about 10. Go through it 3 times. What does that give you? You know, that's 1 minute of exercise that can help your swimming at home while you're watching television, during the commercials. Let's do it again. Ready, go. Stomach up, that's excellent. Reaching through there, very nice. Energy down the outside of the legs. Relax. All right, now, Shelley, we're going to try to do butterfly and, breaststroke, really. Stomach up, grow through the monkey bump. All right, now arms out and legs out. Go. Very good exercise. Stomach up. All you're doing is spreading arms and legs out, and you're testing your core swimming posture. Relax. Our next exercise is going to be side bridges. This is really freestyle and backstroke, traveling on your side. All right, now, Shelley, take this hand down here and lay your head right on your arm with your elbow forward here. Now, first you establish the posture on the side. Grow the monkey bump, long neck, flat back, stomach in, ribs in, energy right down the legs. Now, this is called side bridges. And you want to bridge and then relax. And then bridge and relax. And be thinking posture all the time. Engage. Relax. Engage. She's using the muscles underneath to contract. She's moving her hip away from her shoulder here. Relax. Engage. Now, great swimming posture. Grow that monkey bump. Ribs in. Relax. Now, this is an exercise you can do at home. You can do it for about 3 seconds. Relax for about 3 seconds. Go through that 10 times. Then do it on the other side. An exercise you can do at home while you're watching television, and it'll really help you in the pool. I'm going to ask Shelley to demonstrate the difference between land-based posture and in-the-water swimming posture. And in land-based posture, and I'm going to ask her to exaggerate, she leads with her chin kind of, so your head's out in front of your body, and now she arches her back, and this is kind of the way we walk around on the land. By the way, we kind of are built to do that a little bit. But in the water, we need to bring things in line. And the way you do that is draw your chin back and up, but be relaxed in the front part of the neck. And grow the monkey bump up so that your neck in this area is as flat and as long as possible. Now, I'm going to ask Shelley to bring her arm over her head so you can see her body. Now she brings her ribs in, her belly button against her spine. Now she's flattening her back. She's got swimming posture. She's as tall as she can be from her monkey bump, the back part of her head, through her heels. She's trying to grow. She's trying to reach for the ground with her tailbone and reach for the sky with her monkey bump, right here. Now, a way to work on this is to have a partner stand behind you and very lightly put your fingers on your head here. And Shelley, why don't you collapse as I push? All right, now, with a little tension, not much, because you don't want to hurt anybody. Now grow into your posture, Shelley. Right there. If she feels a little pressure on her head, she can be more sensitive. All right, now relax again. Poor posture. Now fast swimming posture. Right there. Okay, poor posture. I'm going to ask her to take her head over her arm over her head. Now, fast swimming posture. You see the difference? Now remember, that all comes from right in this area, right here, and growing the neck. It doesn't come from the legs. Shelley, let's talk a bit about streamlining. Now, so many times we see athletes push off the wall or even come out of their dives, and they call this streamlining. And to receive all the wall speed possible, you want to bring your shoulders up around your ears. You want to reach through your fingertips, one hand over the other or side by side, whichever's the most comfortable for you, especially in your shoulders. But streamline there. Hide your head in your arms. Hide your head in your arms. I shouldn't see any air around her ears because she's imploding. Explode, implode. All right, now turn to the side, Shelley. Now you want to have your head hidden by your arms right here. Now if you go face first, which a lot of people do, USA Swimming did some testing in the flume. That's 12 pounds of resistance. Frontal resistance. If your head is down here, that same test is 12 pounds of resistance. Now bring those right in there. That's 8 pounds of resistance. Every turn, every stroke, the more you're in line, the easier it is to slide through that water. Now remember, posture from the fingertips through the monkey bump, long neck, ribs in, flat back, reach through the tailbone to the floor, legs together, toes pointed. Now this is swimming posture and swimming streamlining for fast swimming, that is. Our next segment is going to be the environmental management of an athlete in the water. And you've got to become aware that the water wants to help you. And these drills will show you how the water's going to help you. These drills will also show you how to achieve swimming posture in the water. Now remember, we're going to work on posture, line, and balance. That's the key to fast swimming. We're going to build our strokes from the inside out, and the drills we're getting ready to show you relate to all strokes. It's the foundation for building outstanding strokes in all 5 competitive strokes: butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and underwater undulation. That's the 5th stroke in today's swimming world. Shelley, now holding your breath without letting any air out. I want you to get in the tightest tuck you can possibly get in. Put your chin against your chest, look for your belly button, round your back, try to bring your feet and your head inside the ball. It's okay to grab your knees. Now remember, don't let any air out and just float there. Ready, go. Tightest tuck possible. Now what you'll notice is, see where her back is? Her lungs are under her back. That's an indication that her flotation point is her lungs. That's the center of the balancing system in swimming. Relax. Same drill. Ready, go. Rounded back. Get in the tightest tuck possible. And again, underneath that rounded back is where her lungs are sitting. And that's the center of her balancing for fast swimming. All right, Shelley. All right, now Shelley, again, holding your breath. You can't let any bubbles out. I want you to give me a dead man float. A dead man float. Turn sideways to the camera. Now, Shelley, just let your legs relax. Let your arms relax. Let your head go. Just give yourself up to the water. Dead man float. Ready, go. Just completely relax in the water. Let everything go. Let the water do with you what it's going to do. Notice we're just floating there, hanging out. The next drill is to slowly bring your arms to the surface of the water, but don't bring them out. Just bring them up to just under the surface of the water. Ready, dead man? Slowly bring your arms up. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Swimming posture. Relax. Same drill again. Dead man. Now slowly bring your arms over your head. Now you notice that when she brings her arms over her head, that brings more weight out in front of her lungs, so it allows her legs and hips to come closer to the surface of the water. So when you're swimming, you think of your arms first as balancing tools, so that your hips and legs are lighter. All right, relax. All right, now this time, Shelley, I want you to do the same drill. Bring your arms slowly to the surface, and then implode and go to great swimming posture. Ready? Dead man. Arms over your head slowly, so you feel the water move your body. Now implode. Swimming posture. Now notice a long neck, flat back, light hips, light legs. But that's great swimming posture right there. Relax. It's very important to realize that not everybody is going to come to a floating position like this. If a person is a sprinter, they may very well hang in the water kind of like this. If this is my head, their legs and hips may be almost vertical, almost, even though they're doing the right things with the upper part of their body. Usually, distance swimmers and middle distance swimmers lay out a little bit flatter, and the more sprint types hang a little bit more vertically. But even those people that hang vertically, when they work on their bringing their arms in front of their shoulders, out in front of their lungs really, their hips get a little closer to the surface and their legs get a little closer to the surface, which means when they're swimming, they can use less energy in their kick to get their legs up and use all their energy in their kick to go for propulsion. So that's why you think of your arms as balancing tools first before you think of them as propelling instruments. Our next drill is called pencil float. And remember, we just worked on land-based posture and then brought it into swimming posture. Well, this is swimming posture in the water, vertical swimming posture. It's a great thing to work on right at the beginning of practice. All right, Shelley, both arms down at your side. Grow your monkey bump. Get a breath. Don't let any air out. Bring your ribs in. Now, if you tilt forward a little bit, it probably means that your head is out of line forward. If you tilt back, it probably means you need to bring your ribs in so you have a flat back and you don't have an arch in your back. All right, Shelley, pencil float. Now it's important to keep your arms right in next to your side. Don't let your elbows flap out. Don't let your feet separate, because what that means is you'll be balancing maybe with your elbows, or balancing with your knees if your knees are bent, or balancing with your feet if your knees are bent. What you want to find is the balance inside the body line. Grow your neck, ribs in, flat back, vertical swimming posture. In the pencil float, it's important to get your breath as close to the surface of the water as possible and then come to the pencil float position. Now get a breath, Shelley. And if you need a breath, see, you go right back to the pencil and your posture is disturbed a little bit. Bring your hips in under your body, in under your shoulders just a bit. Grow your neck. Very good. Very good. Relax. Shelley, let's challenge that pencil float a bit. Let's start out with a pencil float, then slowly, I'd like you to take your arms up over your head in a streamlined position. Now, when you do this drill, you're going to sink toward the bottom a bit, but maintain your posture. Do it slowly so you have a chance to think about what's happening in the posture, which is in the core of your body. All right, Shelley, pencil float. Slowly bring your arms over your head. Ribs in. Flat back, ribs in. Wonderful job. Wonderful. That's challenging. Let's do a pencil float here, and we add one arm up and then switch to the other side. Okay, one arm up. Switch. Switch. Now this is the advanced level of this drill. Switch. But now you see how you're working on freestyle or backstroke? Switch. Bring your head in line, grow your neck. Switch. We have a progression that goes from pencil float, and actually this time, Shelley, on the pencil float, fold your arms across your chest, put your fingertips right at your collarbones, bring your ribs in next to your side, and pencil float first there. Now vertical kick from the hip flexors very fast. Take it up, grow your posture, stay there. Stay there. Come on, grow your posture. Grow your posture. Relax. Now on that, you want to grow the neck and grow the posture. And you want the kick to be very fast and small, coming from the hip flexor area, not coming from the knees down. Kick. Posture, posture. Grow it out of the water. Grow it out of the water. Relax. Coaches, you want to do that for about 10 seconds and then have them relax for about 10. You could do that for about 3 times. Then let's take it from vertical posture and let's take it to horizontal and maintain the posture from the switch from vertical to horizontal. Ready? Pencil float, kick, ribs in, elbows in, take it back, keep that posture, fast, fast, fast. There you go. Now with that drill, you don't want to arch into that posture. It's like growing a tree and then laying that tree down. Kick, elbows in, grow, lay it back, lay it back, lay it back, lay it back. Ribs in, ribs in. Very nice. Now, Shelley, this drill is going from pencil float to side. Now, what you do is you grow, and then you lay it on your side, and when you're about halfway there, extend your arm into the balance system. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very advanced drill. About 1 in every 200 swimmers can do this properly without bending into it. But boy, this is where this can lead. Shelley, kick, grow it, lean it over, arm lead. There you go. Very nice, very nice. All right, now the final and very advanced drill here is going from vertical kick and taking it to your front. Now remember that energy is running down the outside of your legs because you're kicking real small and real fast. Maintain your posture as you take it to the horizontal line. Ready? Go! Grow it up. Posture, posture, take it over. Take it over, posture, posture, grow your neck, ribs in, fast feet. There you go. Perfectly done. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with us. I hope you've learned some things that are going to help you in your swimming career. I believe these are the foundations that the champions are using. You make yourself a winning champion by using the principles that have been taught in this videotape. I hope you have a great career, and we look forward to watching for you in the future.